press start. Video games!
Hey guys, we're here with Brian Murray. I already forgot. Brian Murray, the director of presentation on Madden 15. Now, Brian, I play a lot of Madden.
Good.
Probably one of the biggest games I put most of my time into all year long.
Okay.
What's different about this year's Madden? What should I get excited for now?
Well, we went back to the drawing board for presentation this year. So we started from the beginning and said, let's work our way up. Let's look at graphics, let's look at cameras, look at the way the game flows, and then what features can we surround really good presentation? Things like halftime shows, pregame shows, contextual commentary, UI to back up all things like that, right? So we built that structure as a team, not just worrying about one thing, not just worrying about things like commentary or just UI, it's all these things in combination. So if you look at our pregame, you see Jim and Phil describe what's about to happen. And then we see shots to back all those things up. Talking about quarterback, you see the quarterback. Talking about who's going to return the ball, you see the returner. As well as awesome shots backing that up to show off your world. We have Jumbotrons this year. We have, I mean, it's a pretty incredible presentation, and it makes sense, and it flows.
So when I'm playing this game any day of the week, it's going to feel like watching the game on a Sunday.
Yeah, and that's the thing. With my background, I was with NFL Films for 8 years. I worked in broadcast, I worked in documentary, I worked in commercial world, and I'm a cinematographer still at heart. And so we took that experience working with a great team at EA and put that into the game. So it does. It feels very much like a Sunday NBC night broadcast.
So during EA's media briefing, they said that the focus was on defense this year.
It is.
What did you change defensively to make it different?
Well, first of all, we're saying defense is fun this year. So when I play defense, I'm totally a complete and total hindrance to my own game, right? It's like I only play half of the game. And so that's pretty important for us to actually make it a full, well-rounded game. So what we did this year is we went to the drawing board for all of our zone defense also. So for defense in general, our coverage, things like that, we talked to players in the NFL, and we really worked at what they would do. So we did things like that. We also have techniques like jump to snap. So for us, we're actually putting you on the line, war in the trenches 2.0 for us, right? And what's going to happen is we give you early warning, UI warnings. So, you know, it's split second before the snap. So you can get that little bit of advantage. And then you're battling at the line, and we give the indicator that you did battle correctly, you have that leverage, and you can pull off and possibly get a sack. Yeah, exactly. But you're still playing the game, we're just giving you that little bit of oomph that we've always wanted, I think, out of defense.
That's definitely a new dynamic. I mean, I know that, like you said, the defense is fun, it's different, you've added some gameplay elements there. But what would you say the biggest differentiator is?
Well, I think it's a lot of things. I would say the presentation is our biggest differentiator. But then I think presentation is such a big and all-encompassing word, right? So that's everything. Our graphics look amazing. Our lighting, I mean, it's like we finally have arrived in the Gen 4 world, and that's my words, you know?
Yeah,
so we're, yeah, you know. So,
Trademark.
Yeah, so yeah, TM, and then, you know. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting on that level. When you look at the game, it just feels so, the graphic fidelity is just gorgeous for us. So then we're paying it off with hundreds of new cameras in the game. We did some beautiful kind of camera framing AIs where it's going to feel natural and we're not detached. In the past, even if you look at other games, I mean, really all other games, if you look at them, everyone's working on making the camera work in a real way for real camera behaviors. In some games, you'll see it's like you attach to like a pivot point of a player or anyone, right? And so it's kind of like the camera follows the person. It's very electronic. And we've separated cameras and really worked out camera behaviors.
So it's more of a natural feeling?
Natural feeling. It's detached. Feels like someone is operating that camera.
Sure.
Awesome. Now I've heard that there's more ways to tackle people in this year's game. How many ways can you tackle somebody on the football field?
Wow, you getting on a number with me? I have no idea the number.
I'll take a ballpark number.
I mean, I don't know. For us, I mean, we have hundreds of new animations this year that involve tackling things like that. We've given you the tool set to tackle battles. We've given you the cone. So the cone is basically someone coming into your world, someone coming into you for proximity. You have greater chances at actually knowing when you can dive, you know, in what direction you can dive. And then the cone kind of comes out like this and gets closer to you as a player. And the closer you get into your cone, the better accuracy you're going to have.
Will, any final questions for him?
Brian, I mean, Madden looks fantastic. I just want to thank you for taking some time to talk with us. We're going to get some gameplay footage just here in a second.
I've got one more question. I'm going to ask the hardest question ever right now.
All right.
Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I went to Michigan State. I'm from Michigan, so Detroit Lions.
You heard it here first. Detroit Lions Super Bowl winners this year, coming this year.